Understanding Workers' Comp on Triad today. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Triad Today. We have a jam-packed show coming up for you, including the roundtable at the end of the program, so we hope you'll stay tuned for that. We'll talk about data analytics and how important that is in the world these days, and that and much, much more. So I want you to stay tuned. We have some great guests coming your way. But first of all, let's get right to it. These two gentlemen have been on the show before. We're always glad to get them when we can. Lori Bates, our director, was meet, of course. Next to me, Griff Shuler. He's, of course, with Daggett Shuler, attorneys at law. That's the name. And next to him, his partner and good friend, I mean that in a lot of ways, David Daggett, same law firm. Welcome, guys. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Jim.
We're going to talk about uninsured employers. We talk about workers' comp in general, but uninsured employers. That's something I didn't know. It's an interesting topic as I started reading what you were emailing me. Griff, let me start with you. Just give us a basic on what is workers' compensation insurance and what is it supposed to cover?
Jim, workers' compensation insurance is insurance that employers are required to purchase in order to cover their employees, and in particular, cover employees that suffer injuries on the job. So if an employee suffers an accident that results in an injury, then the workers' compensation insurance is supposed to step in and provide them benefits.
David, now let's say I injure my leg or something, I can't work for a while. I know the company has insurance, they're doing their due diligence and all this stuff. Why don't I just let them handle everything for me and their insurance company? Why is it a good idea to get an attorney?
Well, it depends. If it's a small claim with an injury that you're going to recover from and get back to work in a couple days with no ongoing problems, then the system ought to take care of itself and you probably don't need a lawyer involved in that claim. However, if you have a serious injury, and particularly one where either you're out of work for an extended period of time or it impairs your income earning ability going into the future, then the laws get very tricky and very complicated, and that's when you need competent assistance to help you.
Yeah, Griff, let me back up a second. You said that the companies have this, but not all companies have it, though, right? I mean, there are people that should have it, the employers, but they don't, right?
Well, the law in North Carolina is that if you're an employer and you have 3 or more regular employees, then you're required to have workers' compensation insurance. And that's full-time or part-time. If you have 3 or more regular employees, then you're required to have workers' compensation insurance.
Well, David, is it a big problem that the numbers of companies that don't have it?
Well, it is a big problem. The estimates are up to 30,000 employers in North Carolina don't have workers' compensation insurance. And that's a big problem if you're a worker working for an employer that doesn't have you covered. Because in a lot of our jobs, there's risk just inherent with doing the job, and you should expect that you're going to be covered if anything goes wrong to take care of you and to take care of your family.
Well, if the employer is already not doing the right thing by not having the coverage and I get hurt, is there any way you guys as attorneys can still help me, or am I out of luck?
Well, we can. It's difficult. You can bring your claim, you can file your claim, you can pursue it, but if the employer does not have insurance, it's very difficult to collect and get any benefits. That's why it's so important for people to know that if you have 3 or more employees, you really need to have workers' compensation insurance. It's a fraud, and the Industrial Commission in North Carolina is trying to crack down on it, but it's still very, very rampant. And frankly, from David and my perspective, we want to get the word out to folks that how important it is to have insurance, because we see the devastation to families when they're in the limited recovery system of workers' compensation when there is insurance there.
How can you find out if your employer is covered or not?
Well, you can contact the North Carolina Industrial Commission. You can go to the website, in fact, and do a search. But the best way to know is to file your official claim, which is called a Form 18, for your injury.
As we look at this on screen, David, the website for DaggettShulerLaw.com and the phone number very quickly, when's a good time to call you guys if I've been injured on the job?
You can call us anytime at our office, www.DaggettShulerLaw.com.
Should I wait till after I've gone to the doctor, or, you know, I mean, what's a good point that I should get in touch with an attorney? Do I wait and have x-rays to bring to you, or what?
The sooner the better to get information and guidance.
All right. David Daggett, Griff Shuler. Guys, thanks for explaining this. A very important topic. I appreciate it very much. We'll be right back after this.